I like making these commentaries because it gives me a chance to talk to my audience. It gives me a good excuse to kind of break up the funny moments. And I like talking shit, basically. Yo, what's going on, my doggies? It is Dr. Blue here, back with another video. It's actually, to be fair, the back with another video thing is kind of overdone quite a bit, so I'm going to do it somewhat different. So it's Dr. Blue here, back with some colourful, no, not back with, returning with some colourful content for your eyes that I can splash in your face to make you laugh. And videos of this type have been seen on the channel before, but not this particular video, which makes it new, but the type category isn't video. Alright, whatever. Yeah, what's going on? So I wanted to talk about another commentary thing, and I was going to do like a 5 tips for small YouTubers thing, but I did that really recently. I do have more tips to give out, so I'm going to really do that like at a later date or something. But today I just kind of wanted to give some advice, but not a 5 tips thing. Just some advice that I have kind of thought of for a while, and it's just like something I've noticed, you know, across my little 4-year journey on YouTube, which was actually 2 days ago. 2 days and 4 years ago, I started this channel. Well, I actually started it a little earlier. I started it maybe like, 2 weeks earlier, but I made my first video, which was the Evil Within messy introduction. That's when I actually started, so I thought that was cool to bring up. Anyway, kind of back on track. This thing I'm talking about, it's something that I've personally fell into myself, but other people I know have. Some people have to a massive extent, to the point where it's killed their channel. Some people have fallen into it once or twice, some people just kind of falling into it now. So I wanted to kind of make this video to kind of make people aware of it and help you avoid it as well. And it's what I call the rebranding trap. And again, this video is kind of aimed for those people under 100 subs, the small channels. It's for you guys to kind of avoid this stuff, because falling into the rebranding trap can kill your channel if you do it too much. So I want to tell you what it is, how to avoid it, and pretty much that, actually. I was going to think of a third thing, but no, pretty much what it is and how to avoid it. So the rebranding trap is where a small channel will upload, or not even necessarily a small channel, I've seen big channels do it as well, but a small channel, for instance, in this instance, will upload videos and then they will stop for whatever reason. Maybe life gets in the way, maybe, something happens with family, maybe sometimes they just stop doing it, maybe because they don't want to do it anymore, or maybe they're lazy, or maybe they're demotivated, something like that. And what they will do is they will eventually want to make videos again, and they will kind of feel that they need to come back with a splash, come back with, I'm here again, here I am, here's me and my content, welcome back if you weren't here, or if you were here, sorry for keeping you waiting, that kind of thing. And so people will feel the need to come back with this big kind of explosion or splash or whatever. And some people will hype it up, and sometimes that's a bit cringe, because it's like, you don't really need to hype it up, it's not a massive event, but they'll feel the need that the best way to do this is to completely rebrand, so that people can be like, oh wow, I love the new channel, I love the new stuff and shit like that. And don't get me wrong, rebranding is a fun thing to do, and it can be pretty great sometimes when you just feel kind of you need a change. I don't get me wrong, I've rebranded a few times myself, but it depends what extent you go to, because some people will change the name, some people will change the icon, some people will change the banner, some people will change all of it, or even the style of videos sometimes, which I think is a bit extreme. But people will do it, and they'll it'll sometimes drive viewers off. So what will happen is they'll do all that, and then they will upload sometimes an update video, like saying, where I've been, shit like that, and then they will upload one video, like, because, they're kind of in the swing of it, and then maybe they'll give up again, and then they'll come back round and do it again. And that's why it's a trap, because you can easily fall into this style or routine of coming back with an update video after rebranding, uploading one video, then falling up behind again, and then doing it again and again, and eventually you rebrand so many times that people don't know who they're subscribed to, especially if you change the name. So what I wanted to do is kind of explain how this can kind of damage your channel. So if you rebrand a lot, depending on what you rebrand, right? I mean, when people rebrand, it's kind of in a thing normally similar to what they've got going on right now. So like if they have a thing maybe where they're avatar is a crocodile, for instance, it might be just like a crocodile that looks differently, or is drawn differently, or is painted differently, or maybe even a different color, stuff like that. So you kind of get the same sort of message. It will be like along the same sort of lines most of the time. And so people will kind of rebrand so much that they'll get to the point where they have like probably a pretty good following, but you'll get like no views because people do not know who they're subscribed to. They don't know what this content is in their box. Maybe sometimes just go inactive, but I mean, you can get to a place where you have a really large following and people don't watch you because they don't know who you are because you rebranded so much. Or maybe you're making different types of content that people subscribed for. What did people originally subscribe for? Not saying you have to do the same thing the whole YouTube career, but I mean, if you're planning to do like a different type of content, make a new channel for it and then just shout it out on the old channel, because some people will try and rebrand their content to do that, and it will kind of just hurt you more than it will benefit, because if you just do a new channel and shout it out there, then you can kind of at least get most people going along to that, because they're like, oh, this person's doing new stuff now. But if you try and rebrand on the same channel, it kind of turns some people away, and they're like, this is not what I've subscribed for, I'm unsubscribing. And maybe you can manage two channels at the same time, maybe you can make a fresh start, who knows. But it never hurts to try different variety content on your channel, as long as you try and do the thing that people originally subscribed for, which kind of brings me to how to kind of avoid this rebranding trap, seeing as the damage it can do to your channel. A good way to avoid it is kind of just actually referencing the 5 tips to small YouTubers video, and having a vision for your channel. So when you start your channel, you know where you want to go, you know what type of content you want to make, and you know what people will want to watch. And if you have this vision, it can help you make the stuff that you want to make, and it will keep your content consistent. People will want to watch there, know what you've brought on. I mean, with me, it's always been my blue reviews, and that's the thing I've done from the very start. I was doing gameplay, I've stopped that now, I stream it instead. I do funny moments, which is an expanded thing that people seem to really like. I do commentaries, which is an expanded thing that people seem to really like. I need to do one of those social commentaries, like those big boy commentaries. I really need to do one of those. I have 2 planned actually, but I want to do that soon. Anyway, on to a new thing. So a good way to kind of avoid this rebranding trap is to have a vision for your channel, know where you want to go. But another way you can do it is by like keeping to your upload schedule. Actually, again, going back to that video, that 5 tips for YouTubers video, upload consistently, don't fall behind with your upload schedule. If you don't fall behind in the first place, you won't feel the need to come back with a big splash. You won't feel the need to come back at all. You'll keep going. But if something does happen, you become demotivated, you don't do videos for a while, you don't always need to come back with a big splash. Sometimes you can just kind of start uploading again, and people will be like, okay, cool. But you don't really need to continuously rebrand every time you come back, make a big splash, let people know you're here. You can just kind of keep uploading, and people will be like, hey, did you know this guy's back, he's uploading? And people will tell other people, and eventually you get your audience back. The best way obviously is to keep uploading, because then you won't have people drop off, you won't have people think that oh, he's not uploading, we're going to stop watching, or won't stop checking his channel for content, because you'll get less viewers when you originally come back. But so again, the best way to avoid that is to keep uploading, keep to that schedule. Again, going back to the 5 tips for smaller YouTubers, and those aren't the only 5 tips I got like a bunch more that I do want to give out eventually, but those 5 initial tips are actually really helpful, I think. So yeah, those are 3 ways to avoid it. Upload regularly, keep to your upload schedule, have a vision for your channel, know where you want to go with it, and if you do fall behind, don't always feel the need to come back with a big splash, just keep uploading again. But if you do rebrand, there's maybe a couple ways to do it right. You want to kind of keep your content similar to, or maybe you want to keep what you're doing originally kind of similar, but if you do something different, kind of just expand onto it. Don't stop other content to make way for it, if that makes sense. Obviously sometimes you have to, like sometimes I have to just stop what I'm doing and make a blue review, but that's what people have always looked to and stuff like that, and people know they take a long time anyway, but you should try and not substitute content for other content. You should try and, if you start something, keep it going, or if you do stop it, just let people know, look, I'm stopping, this is the reason, stuff like that. Just like I did with the Dr. Blue's car reviews. I'm stopping for a while because it just really is mentally taxing and exhausting. And if you kind of do rebrand, like your channel banner, your icon, your stuff like that, try not to change your name so that people do know who you are. You can change the icon and the banner, and if you need a complete change, then change them differently, of course, but if you can, try and keep it similar to what it was. So if you're using an alligator, don't suddenly become a camel, you know, so like stay as an alligator. But if you do really need to rebrand, maybe you need to go from an alligator to a blimp for some reason you were talking blimp, then do that, I suppose. But, you know, it's best to get these things out of the way early and not change them kind of mid-course. So if you are starting your channel, again, the best way to do it is have a vision for your channel. But I know you don't always come up with the right ideas straight away. I mean, I know I didn't have the eyeball thing straight away. You don't always come up with the best ideas straight away, but it's like, you know, something that I've built on. Like the eyeball thing originally came around the Shout Out Sunday channel thing, and I kind of include my eyeball there. You can kind of see the first iteration of it, which I kind of took from the game that I got it from, which was BattleBot Theatre. And I eventually kind of had it drawn and had him redesigned and stuff like that, and he's at the point where he is now, which I actually really like it. And you kind of not follow in my footsteps, because God knows I am not the perfect YouTuber. You know, the advice I'm giving is completely kind of subjective, just based on my experience, stuff I think will work for you best. I think it's good advice. I mean, you know, I'm the one giving it, of course I think it's good advice, but I think it can help you. And you guys said you really liked the last tips video, so hopefully this will help you as well. So yeah, that's the rebranding trap. Don't fall into it. If you do, there are ways to escape. Just kind of follow what I said, and maybe come up with some tips of your own. Again, YouTube is a lot of a learning process. I feel kind of bad for the people that grow really quickly on it, because you don't get this precious time to learn things about the game. Not the game, the YouTube. Well, I suppose it is a game in a way, but you know, you learn things about the platform. You learn little things you can do to grow, little tips and tricks that you pick up along the way, and you get to know your audience as well. So I feel bad for the people who grow really quick, because although they'll achieve, you know, success quite quickly, their content may not be as good. They may not, you know, be as experienced in what they're doing. I'm kind of glad that it took a long time to grow, because it kind of gave me some cool insight into it. Actually, speaking of growth, in the last 28 days we gained a lot of subscribers. In the past 28 days I think I gained maybe 27 subscribers, which is insane. So thank you guys, honestly, so much for that. It really is appreciated a lot, and I can't just say anything other than thank you. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for telling your friends, and please keep doing it, because if we can get another month or two like that, then we can get back on track. Even if I gain 1 month where I just gain like 40 subscribers somehow, I'll be well back on track for our sub goal, because we're about 2 months behind. We did catch up though this month. We were like 3 or 4, but we caught up, so thank you for that. Thank you for kind of instilling me with hope again. But yeah, honestly, thank you again so much for the growth, and I hope these tips help you. I hope you don't fall into the rebranding trap, because it can and will kill your channel if you do it too much, especially if you change the name. That's one thing I recommend. Don't change the name if you can help it. But again, have that vision, have, you know, a dream of where you want to go, where you want to take it, which, you know, content you want to follow, and head down that route if you can, and you'll pick up new ideas along the way. Maybe you'll do new video types, maybe you'll find some things aren't working, but again, refer to that 5 tips. Would you want to watch your own videos? And if you do, you're on the right track. So that's pretty much all I had. Again, thank you for the growth. Please continue to tell your friends, tell them to subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. Even if one person watching this video tells one of their friends and they subscribe, that's like 30, 40 subs right there. So that would really mean a lot to me if you could. And hopefully they'll enjoy the content above all. You know, even if they don't subscribe, above all, I hope they enjoy the content, and I hope you enjoy the content too. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you when I see you, my doggies. Bye.